and the Bitcoin bears are attacking in round number 2. Let's see how this goes. It's not over yet, guys. It's definitely not over yet. Hello Adrian, and welcome back to my channel. It's another episode of the Dang Oracle. It's 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8 is my time zone, and welcome everybody who is watching me around the world. Hope you're having a good day as well. We are, what are we? Wednesday, hump day. It's hump day. It's midweek, and yes, interesting developments, right? Very interesting developments from yesterday. We had a serious push today towards the downside, and well, that's what we are here about. And let's discuss and let's talk about all of what we are expecting and all of what we are still projecting. Hi Nikolai, hi Harris, hi Cedric, hi Michael, hi John, hi Lex. How are you doing? Well, while the hardcore crew is coming in, let's take a look at some COVID numbers before we head into the technical analysis. Let's refresh at these numbers. And the US, well, the US keep on testing cases and confirming cases. We are at 2.3 million, over 2.3 million. Hi Adam. And Brazil has over 1.1 million right now. Hi Steven. Russia has over 600,000. India close to 500,000 now. So let's take a look on how it looks on the charts. Hi Monkol. So we are at confirmed cases at over 9.2 million cases right now, and as you can see on the chart, well, doesn't look that great. Still doesn't look that great. We are nearing, hi Marius, we are nearing to go towards the 10 million apparently very soon. So the chart on the US still not looking good, Brazil still not looking good, Russia still not looking good, India definitely not looking good, Peru not looking good, and Chile definitely not looking good as well. So yeah, those are not pretty looking charts, to be honest, and all those countries. The European countries are obviously doing better. That's what we've been talking about for now. So let's talk about, wait, god damn it, some ants crawling with this rainy weather. It's been having some ants. Anyways, so let's talk about this dump that we just had here, because we want to be analyzing a little bit what is going on and trying to form some sort of like a you know, not really an explanation, but more like what are we going to be doing in the near future, right? So first of all, of course, I got stopped out of my long position. Like I said, if we would be breaking the EMA 21, that would be it. I would be closing my long. So just took my loss like a man, like I said, trading is not an exact science, and you will be having losing trades as well. That's just something that is normal, and if you cannot accept that as a trader, well, I don't think you will be able to become a trader, because there's no trader that will have a perfect record. So yeah, I took that loss, like $100 spread or something like that that I lost there. But I did re-enter a long. I re-entered a long just now as well. So we'll explain a little bit how I got into the new position, but things are definitely not looking as great as they were looking yesterday, of course. But first, let's talk about the big dump. First of all, we have to try to, you know, see where is this big dump coming from, right? So as we can see here, two mining pools, mainly pool in and what's the other one? How BTC. Hi Darren. How BTC and pool in had the biggest outflow of Bitcoin. So around 7,153 Bitcoins went out, and we can see that on CryptoQuant. As you know, I always check CryptoQuant as well for the flows of Bitcoin in and out of. It didn't go into exchanges, so most of that is actually went out on most likely on OTC desks or something like that. And as you can see here, how BTC went 2,000 here, and here 9,600 on pool in, and that basically created this dump towards the downside, as you can see all the way down. So is this negative? Is this bad? Is this is this going to be stopping us, and is this going to be completely over? Well, yes and no. The price did obviously went down a substantial amount, but we still did not break a macro level, and I think that's something that you have to understand as well. So if something is being pushed down, like getting shocked, but you still manage to hold up everything, that's actually a positive thing, right? Because the chances that they can dump that big amount, the miners, that big amount of Bitcoin once again is on the lower end, right? Because the Bitcoin has to be coming from somewhere, right? And if there is enough purchasing power and holds up the structure, then things are fine. But obviously, it can also trigger fear into the market when then, of course, the buying pressure goes away, or people are not going to be buying anymore because they see, wow, the price went down for like $300 in a second. This is scary. I'm not going to be buying any Bitcoins right now. So once again, two kind of like, perspectives that we have to be looking into. Hi Tina, looking at. But for now, I am still, like I said, I'm still looking towards the positive side rather than the negative side, because it was a substantial amount of Bitcoin that was dumped. And that's the reason why this is quite important. So I went and checked the hash ribbons, and I've been talking about that for a while, that we are nearing the positive side. And as we can see here, after today, actually it flashed green. It's not blue yet where it says buy, but it flashed green. And of course, the hash ribbons right now are in blue territory, or in the positive territory, which means that miners that so we had here the capitulation phase, right? So all the non-profitable miners, all the old machines, blah blah blah, got liquidated or got closed there, and now we are back into the positive territory where most of the miners, well, that are still mining right now Bitcoin, is in a positive territory. So at that point, when you are in a positive territory, you will be saving more Bitcoins in your stash and selling off less amount of Bitcoin, because you only, for example, let's say you need 10 Bitcoins to be paying your electricity bill, but you only need to be selling 9 Bitcoins to be covering your electricity bill. So then the miners will only be selling, of course, 9 Bitcoins instead of 10 Bitcoins. That will in return have less selling pressure onto the market. So what I expected is the following, that those were actually the Bitcoins that were from during the capitulation phase. So during this time where price was very volatile and on the low end, they were just holding on, right? So the old miners, what happened? What I'm saying is, so during this phase here, when price was very low on this end here, the miners were still holding on, and they were like, we're not gonna sell, because this is a little bit it's too low. But they already closed down their machines, right? The old machines were already still closed down, but they still had their Bitcoin that they didn't sell. But now, of course, at this time, they are seeing sort of like like I said, the hype of the halving is gone. They see that there is plenty of hesitation right now into the market. Retail is slowing down. Only professional traders are actually buying at this moment, at this time. So what do? Well, let's just dump that Bitcoin, and let's just get it over with. That's basically what I'm thinking is happening right now and right here. So that's the reason. So there's two ways that the people can react onto this, right? First of all, they can just say, well, we purchased everything up, things are fine. Or it can create a fear into the market where they're saying like, okay, well, I'm not gonna buy right now anymore, this looks really, really bad. And if you are looking at the candle that we formed, as you can see here, big green candle to the upside, big green candle towards the downside, meaning exactly the same spot as where we started off before the green candle, right? Here. But I want to show you also as well is this. So remember a couple of days ago where we broke out of this of this trend line. But then it went back down, and then a little bit up, and then back down a little bit, and then we move towards the upside. This is this looks a little bit similar to what I'm seeing right now. However, it is very, very critical. Everything that we've spoken about before is still very, very valid, right? If we are breaking below this 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 channel here, this bullish channel, things are definitely not looking super good now for the bulls, right? Things are definitely looking way better now for the bears, right, at this time and point, and definitely after this type of structure that we're seeing right now. But is all hope lost? Not all hope is lost. And well, of course, I re-entered my long at like 9,285. I think it was this VWAP here that we're seeing here. Here, the 0.786 FIP level. It was a little bit higher. There was the blue line here, as you can see here. Sorry, this blue line here, 9,285 is where I entered my new long here. And as you can see right now, one of the reasons why I also entered is the following. Of course, we have some hidden bullish divergence potential. It's not confirmed just yet because the 4-hour candle is not completed yet, but it's it looks very good to complete. As you can see right now here, we have a higher low on the price, but on the RSI, as you can see here, on the RSI we have a lower low, as we can see here. And if we go back into our cheat sheet, where's our cheat sheet? That's not our cheat sheet. This is our cheat sheet. Here, so a higher low on the price, but a lower low on the RSI. We can see that there is potential hidden bullish divergence forming, right? And also, like I said, it touched basically our RSI here, where we just basically break out of the channel, retest it, and then hopefully do something like this. Hopefully, right? I mean, that's what I'm banking on, or that's what I am hoping on. But of course, like I said, there's two ways to approach this. This can look very negative. People can, get scared and fearful, and definitely, cause a catalyst that breaks the price all the way down below this bullish channel, and then it's over. I mean, it's just how it's over. But yeah, for now, this is kind of like the last chance as well for bulls. They have to react today. They have to. So it's quite easy for me also to do risk management. Also, taking a look at the CME chart, and this is the pattern that we have. Price went exactly down here towards this support trend line that I've drawn. So yeah, for me, that's a logical long, because yeah, easy to be forming. If we are closing below this line here, our previous low, then of course it's over, right? This is the line that that shows all. So if we break below that line, yeah, it's time to become a bear, and then we can make a measured move. Of course, measured move of this thing here. And if we do break down, we will be seeing something like this, right? On the CME charts, around the 8,300, as you can see, 8,300 with the premium. It's the 8,000, just above the 8,000 level, like we've been discussing before. 8,100 most likely, something like that. You can see it here. Here, this is this green box here. If we are breaking down, and it's gonna go pretty fast. It's not gonna go slowly, I think. So, like I said, once we get to that point, if we start closing below this bullish channel, all hell is going to be breaking loose. I'm pretty confident about that. So something like this, and then go down here. But it's something that we have discussed before as well, and you should be aware of it, right? And like I've drawn also, I think yesterday, then we can see like this as a new pattern that we are forming, where we are getting a channel like this, a new channel like this. So if we just remove this line here, poof, we can see that we have a new channel like this. But this time, as you can see here, we have our high here, we have our lower high here, we have potentially our lower high here. So if we don't break this this channel, then of course, yeah, things are not looking good at all. But once again, this is a technically this is a falling channel, and probabilities that the channel breaks towards the upside is higher than the downside, right? So once again, that theory is still valid. So I'm still thinking that we will be breaking towards the upside, right? But it, with all the momentum indicators on the weekly, 3-day, 2-day, we will go through that once again. It's already shown that it has to happen really fast, right? Let me put the line like this. It's more like something like this. There. Boom. So yeah, very little space left for the bulls. Momentum is definitely now on the with the bears, but yeah, I want to see this this RSI here break down into this channel once again. That would mean that we would have failed push, right? This would be completely negated. So something, if we break down below this line basically, right, then it would be completely negating this RSI, and then yeah, things would look really bad. But with the upcoming 4-hour candle close, there is a potential bullish, hidden bullish divergence forming. So like I said, I still think that we will have at least another push towards the upside, and hopefully I can, with that push towards the upside, and can cover the loss that I have inclined since my long, right? I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, at least. But yeah, that's basically what we are looking at. 1 second, let me move also this green box towards the downside now, because it's clear that the more action is happening on these wicks here on the downside, so that makes more sense here. And then yeah, all the rest is pretty correct and pretty okay. So okay, let's take a look on the traditional markets, because yeah, the correlation is obviously very big. And as you can see right now, what happens, traditional markets also a huge red candle towards the downside, but it's still holding up here, this EMA 100 on the 4-hour, on the CME, on the S&P. Let's take a look on the daily chart. How it looks on the daily. I think on the daily it it still doesn't look that bad. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad just yet. So we did get a pullback towards the downside, but we are still holding right now the 10 simple moving average, very near the 21 moving average. So if the traditional markets start closing below this here, and we get this bearish crossover, I've spoken about that already before as well. When the 10 simple moving average crosses over the EMA 21, we have a continuation of the trend as well, although it's in a weaker form than the EMA 55 with the sorry, what was it? The EMA 21 with the simple moving 50. So it's a weaker form of continuation of the trend. So what we want to see is, of course, this. Let me remove this magnet. This get rejected, something like this, and then this continue up. All right, that's basically what we want to see. If not, we will most likely see a continuation of this pull towards the downside, and I'm expecting somewhere around here in this green box here, where we are heading towards the EMA 200 as the next support zone, and that would be meaning basically the resolution as well for Bitcoin, because if the traditional markets get pulled down towards that area, towards a negative area below the 3000, I do believe that Bitcoin is going to be dumped all the way down as well, right? So once again, basically today, tomorrow is I would say today, actually later tonight until the daily close, that will be the most crucial day for Bitcoin. If we have to pump from here. If not, things will look very bad very quickly. Same for Nasdaq. As we can see here, Nasdaq pulled all the way down as well here, very big red candle. But once again, we're still holding on the 4-hour the EMA 21 as well. Very similar as well on the daily for Nasdaq, but less bearish than S&P. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm still a little bit positive, because Nasdaq has been the leading indicator, and as you can see on the daily, Nasdaq is still way above all moving averages. So, and this pullback is not that bad, but of course we are looking just at the body of this candle here. If we pull back below that that previous candle and close below that previous candle, it would most likely initiate a drop towards all the way down towards the EMA 21, which is around 9,800, right? Around 9,800, which is yeah, it would mean that Bitcoin most likely is going to go towards that 8K area, and then most likely 8K, then small bounce, then 7.5K, and then maybe form a local bottom from there, maybe. But things would look pretty bad very soon. So all eyes on Bitcoin, all eyes on traditional markets, and the next day, potentially the next 2 days. But other than that, it has to be happening really quickly. As you can see, as here the VIX went up. That's why traditional markets, well, S&P went down as well. So yeah, other than that, yeah, very critical moment. Very critical moment. We bounced here in the second box here on the bottom. Potential bullish divergence forming, but if we don't hold this price, then yeah, it will be over very soon. On the daily, it looks like this now. Let me move this a little bit higher so we can see the channel. 1 second. Let me draw it a little bit better. There. Up. So yeah, critical moments, very critical moments. But yeah, I do believe that that in the next couple of days we will find out very soon. And yeah, if this, like I said, I'll put a little note down here on the horizontal array here. That's the RSI is at 46.89. 46.89. Okay, so I'll put a reminder there. If RSI goes below, let's say 46.5 or something, it can always, like, you know, wick a little bit. So let's say 46. If it goes below 46 on the RSI, oopsie. Then we will most likely be starting to think about shorting positions rather than longing positions. But like I said, we are not there yet. Just looking at this chart on the CME chart, as you can see, still holding this support trend line, and every time it held, as you can see, we always made like a substantial bounce. So here, as you can see here, bounced nicely up. We had this support line here, and then it bounced up quite nicely as well. So nearing the end of the apex here, as you can see, it's going to be happening very soon. So if today it breaks, it would make sense. Then yeah, then it would go down. If we have a couple more days in strength, then we can go back up, obviously, and break towards the upside. So it's going to be very interesting what will happen in the next couple of days. Another thing that a lot of people are talking about is, of course, the expiration of the big amount of on the 26th, right? So I wanted to go a little bit more in depth about that as well. So as we can see here, Bitcoin is braced for a 1 billion earthquake this week, right? So as we know, the open interest has been insanely high right now. A lot of trading, and as you can see here, a brace for more than 100,000 Bitcoin options, totaling of 930 million, expiring on June 26. Nearly 70% of Bitcoin's entire open interest. So I went a little bit more in depth on, and of course I'm following it up, what is going on that area as well. So the split is between bullish and bearish option is fairly neutral, although most of the CME contracts are for the Bitcoin at above its current price, with 75% of CME contracts calling Bitcoin at 11,000 and higher. So that's very interesting, right? So 75% of CME contracts calling Bitcoin at 11,000 and higher. That's you know, that's that's a quite amount of calls. Anyways, as you can see here, 101.6. really the highest amount of Bitcoins ever. As you can see on the previous expiration dates or future expiration dates, this is really insane. Now, I want to explain a little bit, because a lot of people are a little bit confused, right? Because there is a lot of open interest. There's a lot of calls on CME. Calls means they are expecting that price is going to be going up, but the calls are at very high prices. Like there are even calls of like $30,000 or something like that if we are looking at the options. So a lot of the options are basically worthless options, meaning it will have zero effect on the price at all. Why? Because what happened is most of the options that the traders have gone into is mainly to be hedging versus their margin trading options. So I know a lot of people don't really trade options here. It's understandable. It's a lot more complicated than margin trading. But what usually happens is whenever professional traders go into trading, or miners, a lot of miners use options to hedge their risk. Meaning, for example, if I am in a short right now, for example, I'll be hedging on options so that my short gets covered. Meaning, if I get stopped out and I lose money on my short, I will still make money through my options, and vice versa. So the fact that there are so many options right now in the calls area does not really reflect the reality of the price, because most likely it is a hedge, just a hedge, because the prices that they are putting the strikes on is so high. Like you have like 11,000, for example, 20,000 and so on, 15,000 and so on. Those are what the options are put on, meaning it most likely will not hit, right? We only have basically 2 days left before the options are going to be expiring. So most of the options, that volume will not be affecting the price at all. So I know that a lot of people are saying, wow, and 1 billion, 100, what is it? How much is it? I forgot. 930 million is going to be expiring, but most of that expiration is going to be useless options. Secondly, they can actually close their options before that as well. It's not like you have to be waiting until, except of course if you're trading like weekly options or long-term options or something like that. But they can move those options as well, like today or tomorrow. So that expiration date is you have to really put in context of everything. So what I'm saying is like a lot of people are expecting that there will be a gigantic move on that particular day because of the expiration dates, but I don't think it's going to be the big move is not going to be on that exact day. It can be really on any day. The only thing that the amount is saying is that there's a lot of trading interest right now in the cryptocurrency market. That's basically what it's showing. So the higher the open interest, the more trading volume, and of course the more interest that is going on right now. And very interesting thing also is that during this this pump, I mean when the price is going up. Oh, did we break it? Let me see. Yeah, it's still there. I mean, it's still there, but I don't want it to be seeing that it's closing. It's still the RSI is still at 47, as you can see here. It still didn't break the 46.89 or something like that, but it's very near. But yeah, nothing going on just yet. Besides, it will trigger my alert anyways. I have like alerts set already on my trading view and stuff like that. So if we do break, it would tingle on my second screen, and I would let you know anyways. But yeah, it's not going on just right now. So yeah, maybe I'll just leave it here on this chart here. So what I'm saying is don't really think that because of the 26th that it has to be happening exactly on the 26th. It should actually it probably will be making a very little amount of effect on the exactly on the 26th when the expiration date is going, because most of it is hedging versus positions that they are in right now on margin trading most likely. So anyhow, that's that, because I wanted to just explain that a little bit, because I think a lot of people are confused about options, and a lot of people don't really understand how options work, and also a lot of media are giving just incorrect news, like putting it out there that on that date, on that particular time expiration, sure, a lot of contracts will be expiring there, but most of them are basically meaningless contracts. So the move or the expectations should not be as high as you think that it is. But way more important is price action, and that's what we're seeing right now, right? So price action right now, as we can see, we have confirmed right now our bullish divergence, right? Okay, let's take a look. We did confirm it. Did we confirm it? So we have here price from this point to this point made a lower high. Let me say a higher low, and then here we made a lower low, as we can see here. So we have hidden bullish divergence. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that we will at least have a bounce towards the box to the green box to the upside once again later tonight. So most likely we'll be going at least back to this area here at 9,450-ish, 9,450-ish. Do we get rejected there? That would be pretty bad, of course, if we get rejected there. But that's what I'm looking at. I will be taking most of my profits on that area, because that would be covering whatever I lost today, because then I would be making around like I don't know, 140, and that would cover my loss of today. So that's more important for me. Like I said, I only care about P&L. I only care about making money. I don't really care about pretty much anything else. So if the price is right, and I can make some money, then and at a low amount of risk, that's where I'm in for. So yeah, let's take a look at the expected moves, because the 12 hours just closed right now. So yeah, my expected moves would be back to this area here, 9.450 ish, and to the downside, of course, this EMA, that would be the EMA, this green box here at the 9,200 ish area, right? So let's take a look at the expected move chart. Boom. Expected move chart. First standard deviation to the top side is 9,480, and the first standard deviation to the bottom side is 9,208. So pretty much what we expected, and as you can see, it's angled towards the top side, so probability is just higher that we are going towards the top side rather than the downside. Would it resolve anything? It would not resolve anything, because if we go back to this green box here, maybe we see it on the 4 hour. So if we go back to this green box here, it's not resolving anything. If we go back, we go down towards this green box here, it would actually be very, very bad. So if we close our daily tomorrow below this green box here at like the 9,200, that would be extremely, extremely bad, right? So let me remove this. Why would that be extremely, extremely bad? Well, like I said, it's a domino effect, right? So right now, this is what the weekly candle looks like. Looks pretty bad. It's like a hanging type of candle. So this would be getting confirmed. The Stokes would be curling towards the downside. That would be getting confirmed. Our RSI would obviously be starting to move towards the downside. And as you can see here, the EMA, if the weekly closes below 9,100, it's game over, guys. It's game over if we would be closing below the 9,100. So let's take a look on the 3-day chart. This is how it looks right now on the 3-day chart, and as you can see right now, we did close above the 10 simple moving average, but we lost it now. But we are still above the EMA 21. But of course, if we are closing below 9,172, we would be closing below the EMA 21 on the 3-day. The 3-day is still 2 days to go, so still has some time to be reacting, but once again, the Stokes will be curling down. Our RSI would be curling down and moving further away, of course. And then the 2-day is basically where it's at, right? Remember yesterday when I said that bullish daily candle close was very good for us because we closed above the 10 simple moving average. But right now we are struggling to hold the EMA 21 or the yellow line, but we are still above it. But this is the problem. Our Stokes, when yesterday when we saw that it was actually trying to curl up, now it's curling back towards the downside. So meaning pressure once again towards the downside. Why is that 9,800 level very, very important? Well, that is very important for the monthly close, because next week, of course, we will have our monthly close. And right now, as you can see here, the Stokes are curling towards the upside. So if we close our monthly positively, we will have continuation of our trend and it will curl. Of course, the Stokes are going to be curling towards the upside. If not, then the Stokes will be going curling towards the downside if we close the monthly close badly, right? So this is what we are looking at. And as you can see right now, monthly is still looking good, but if we close below our previous candle here at 9,451, yeah, things will be starting to look really bad as well. Same for the RSI. As you can see here, RSI will be crossing towards the downside below 9,077, right? So monthly close below that area, I mean, I don't have to explain it. It would look really bad. But of course, everything will be triggered by the weekly already, right? Because Sunday will be before the monthly close. We will already see what will happen if the bearish divergence gets confirmed on the weekly on Sunday. Yeah, the monthly is most likely going to be affected as well. So we will actually get our resolution already this week. Like I said, what will most likely be in the next couple steps for Bitcoin, and actually also for the traditional markets, of course. But yeah, so this is what the daily looks like. We can see we did cross up, and right now it wants to be curling back down to the downside. Obviously not the greatest structure, right? So, but like I said, is there still more Bitcoins that can be dumped by the miners? I think right now we've seen it, right? So I'm still angling towards the positive side rather than the negative side. Anyways, so we've seen the expected moves right now on the 12-hour, and as we can see here, and I've told you guys yesterday, we were crossing down on the 12, but we are now on this super important support zone here. So tomorrow we will basically know pretty much everything that we want to be knowing. So if we don't push up by tomorrow, if we have a bad 12-hour close, daily close tomorrow, it's most likely game over for the bulls. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, but yeah, right now nothing is lost just yet. Nothing is lost just yet. Let's take a look on the daily, how it looks on the daily. As you can see here, the daily, the bad thing would be like this, right? Like I said, going back here, getting here, and then rejected towards the downside. That's what I said yesterday as well. We need to have confirmation and follow through and get back here up towards our wedge that we formed, right? Right now, HVP is still insanely low, so the move has not happened or is not completed just yet. We still have to be waiting for that. Let's take a look here. Yeah, of course, RSI is below the EMA, and it's not looking very pretty as well. Some positive news is CCI is actually ticking into the positive zone. So usually that kind of means that we have a better period coming. But yeah, not looking super pretty right now. Other than that, what else can I show? Oh yeah, our Hearst cycles are actually pretty right now, and that's something that I wanted to show as well. Right now, as you can see here, remember when we were at 9,800 ish, something like that, we can clearly see that the short the cycle top was 9,774, which is pretty much, the top that we had. And then if you can see at the medium cycle top, it's 10,623, which is basically, if we manage to break this this cycle top, right? So, and the area that I've been talking about, the 10,500K area. Right now we are below the medians, as you can see, at 9,455 or 9,000 for the short, and 9,421 for the medium cycle, meaning pressure is towards the downside. And where is the downside bottom? As you can see here, 9,135. And if we break that zone, we'll be going towards the medium cycle bottom at 8,219, which is pretty much the green boxes that we have set in, right? So if we, that's the wrong one. If we break this here, the EMA 21 at 9,169, once again, 9,135, see, pretty much the same zone. And if we break that zone, we most likely we're going triggering towards the box down below at 8,200, and of course that's the other box to the downside here, to this green box here. So pretty much the ranges that we have been set in is what the Hurst cycle is telling us as well. Other than that, we can also see that, let's put it on the daily, for our oscillator, we are crossing down here in the bearish territory. So yeah, now or never really, now or never, or else things will look very, very bearish very, very soon. Yeah, this is how it looks currently on our distribution chart or Wyckoff. So yeah, still still waiting for a push towards the upside. But what you also can take a look at is this. Wait 1 second, let me show this. This chart here. So this is the UT and this is LPSI, right? I'll move it back here. So what you also can say is this is potentially our UT and this is potentially our LPSI as well, right? So it would mean that this is already happened, right? So the UTAT is not formed anymore, and then would be looking at something like this. And then we are going to be immediately dropping towards the downside as well, and then we will hit towards that 7.5K area sooner than expected, right? So this is potential as well, UT, LPSI, and then going down, the second LPSI would be here, this one here would be here, and then we would have our SO in the next zone, and then something like this. But yeah, we're not there just yet, but as you can see, it's potential. But we can go back up as well here first towards the LPSI or a UTAT before we go towards the downside, and that is still what I am expecting. But I'm just saying that there's a high probability as well that we are going to be breaking towards the downside. It's really today all of nothing. So what are we looking at? Of course, traditional markets. Do we re-break the EMA 21 on the 4 hours? On the 4 hour, it has to kind of happen really, really fast and really quickly on the S&P. Do we hold the EMA 21 on Nasdaq? As long as that all happens, yeah, things will be okay. Let's put it like that. So in a long from 9285, this area here. Hopefully we'll get to around here, 9,440. We'll be taking most of my profits there because I just want to be recovering first from whatever I lost today, and then we'll be reanalyzing things. But there is hidden bullish divergence right now, so most likely we will be getting at least to that area here. Do we get rejected, yes or no, from that EMA 21 or not? That's basically what we will see. And then tomorrow I will be judging the daily close, right? So if the daily close closes above the EMA 21, we'll be re-entering my long. I won't be too scared if we don't close above the EMA 21. I'll just wait it out, and let's see what happens after. If we close below the EMA 55, then I'll be switching over into a short. but that's something that we have been talking about the past couple of days as well. But for now, in the short term, I see hidden bullish divergence. Most likely we'll have a bounce. Let's see how high we can get it. Hopefully we can get it back towards around this area here, which is the EMA 21 on the 4-hour, just below the 9.5k. I won't be that greedy. I'll be closing already at this big red line, as you can see here, at 9,445, something like that, 9,440. Just get back what I've lost today first, and then reanalyze things later on. But things are looking very, very, very badly at this moment in time for the bulls. They have to be reacting today, tomorrow, at very latest, or else or else we'll most likely be closing and breaking below. Traditional markets are going to be breaking and going below, and I do see 7.5k in the future by next month or something like that then, and that would be less fun for most people, I assume. But we're not there yet. Like I said, let's see what happens today. I do expect a small bounce at minimum towards the 9.450-ish area, and then we'll be analyzing things from tomorrow. The only things that we'll be doing is tomorrow at the close. If the traditional markets do pretty well during the night, and we close very, very well, and the daily close is positive above the EMA 21, I'll just enter my longs once again. If you close below the EMA 55 on the daily, I'll be entering my shorts. That's basically it. But yeah, for now, let's hope we can recover what we lost yesterday first, and we'll take it from there. And yeah, I guess that's it for today. Hope to talk to you once again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. UTC +8. Please like, share, comment, whatever you want to do with this channel. And then, yeah, of course, until then, please stay home